I mean RGT, like, oh shit. RGT, like, oh shit. So guys, welcome to the channel. Today we are unboxing a 1/16 scale short course truck for Bangor. This is from RGT. They do a brushed and a brushless version. This is the brushed one. I'm gonna get it out of the box, have a look at it. Standard box coming from China, not everywhere, but most places tend to just ship stuff in bags, and it ends up being used as a football. Anyway, hopefully the truck inside is not damaged. It doesn't look damaged, so we'll get that out in a minute and have a look. Anyway, before we get out of the box, they do a couple of different body styles in different colours there. And then on here we've got, it says clamshell type fixed body. I think that's for this one, where it lifts up the short course, the whole body comes off. Got metal diff gears. What does that say? Full sealed anti-dusty gearbox, motor hardware, radiator cover. So it's it looks like a 380 motor with a heat sink on it, and then yeah, gearbox is covered up. This has got oil shocks, this one, and it also has got hobby grade electronics. So it's got a receiver, an ESC, and a servo. Everything's separate. There's a 3-wire servo, I believe. So very good hobby grade stuff in there. RGT, I believe, comes from the same place as FTX. Let's get it out the box. So I just made a little bit of a mistake. As I was cutting the cable tie, the receiver's fallen off and it's on the box there, and the aerial was underneath the cable tie, and as I cut it in half. It should still work, and I'm pretty sure that's the same as the DumboRC one, so I've got some spare ones. Probably find the signal's just reduced, but lesson learned, be careful when you're removing cable ties. Right, it's sitting a little bit funny at the moment. We'll have a look at that once we take the body off. I don't know whether it's because there's no oil in the front shocks. There's definitely oil in the rear, but that front seems a bit loose. I think it's meant to sit up like that, so we'll have a look at that in a minute. Anyway, in the box you do, in fact, like I said, get it's a rebranded DumboRC. It's the RGT one. Looks like 3-channel. They've removed, there's no 4-channel on there, but you got 3-channel, and all your dual rates and trim there. These are really good radios. Generally have a really good range on them as well. However, because I've cut the aerial on that, it's probably not going to have a good range. No good for us in the UK. Comes with a is that an American charger, or is it a mini Tamiya connector? Comes with I think it's a nickel metal hydride in there rather than a lithium ion and a lipo, which is a bit of a shame, but it will be easy to change, and I'm pretty sure that ESC will take a lipo, because it looks like, I'm pretty sure it's a Hobbywing one in there. And there's your instructions. Right, let's take the body off this and see what the issue is with this suspension. Really nice painted body, clear windows. It's nice to have clear windows in I do like having clear windows on trucks. I think it makes them look a bit more scale. Nicely, it looks like it's been hand painted inside. It's weird, isn't it? Anyway, nice body, feels pretty tough. How that'll hold up, I don't know. Right, what's going on here? Yeah, I definitely think they've probably not got oil in, or they've got adjustable collars on them, so you can adjust the springs. So anyway, you can adjust all your shocks. I'm probably going to check the oil in a minute. We'll have an overview first before I check the oil, but it does feel really nice. That is going to go really well on rough terrain. Nice soft tyres as well. Really nice looking chassis. Let's get in a bit closer and let's have a look at it. So up front we've got the oil shocks, adjustable collars on there, and we needed to wind them right up just to get that front, stop that front from sagging. Got metal CVDs in there, bushings in your front hub there. Inside the diff there you've got bearings, and along the drivetrain you've got bearings as well. If you check out, I'll leave a link to Run That RC's channel in the description. He's had a look, taking it apart, and it has got bearings throughout the drivetrain. It's just the axles or the hubs that don't. Little Hobbywing ESC there, nice touch to have a bit of a branded ESC in there. I mean, generally RGT, pretty well made Plastic centre shaft, little 380 brush motor. I always get confused with the 380s and the 370s, but I think that's a 380. Disappointed to find a nickel metal hydride in there, but you've got a big enough battery tray there to stick a lipo in. And again, shout out to Run That RC. This will run 3S and 2S lipos. I'm pretty sure it's got a little tab there to switch between nickel metal hydride and lipo. 3-wire servo for your steering servo there, and your RGT or rebranded DumboRC 4-channel or 3-channel transmitter and a 5-channel receiver. It's obviously come unstuck during transit. That goes on there somewhere like that. Solid rear axle, open diff on there. Plastic drive shaft, but looks pretty good. And then some tough looking A-arms on the front. Very nice. Obviously it's going to run better if you have lipo in there, and I'm going to run it on the stock battery. We'll get this charged, we'll give it a run with this, but I will also take a lipo out with me and we'll run it on that on 2S, and then I think I'll come back and do another video running 3S, and then I think ultimately probably going to swap over to a brushless. They do a brushless version, so I presume with the metal gears and the bearings within the drivetrain, this should hold up to brushless very well. Anyway, let's get the body on, let's get it out, give it a run and see what it goes like. So we'll give it a run with the nickel metal hydride first. Not a bad little thing, this. Oh, so that proves there's definitely traction with them soft tyres. So these are good for, I think, on the nickel metal hydride, 16 mile an hour from what I've seen. I'm not going to speed run it today, but that's what you'll get out of it, 16 mile an hour. The only thing I don't like about nickel metal hydride is the performance drops off quite quick on them, whereas with a lipo you get that performance for a lot longer. Oh. Right, let's take it on a bit of rough ground. So that nice soft suspension soaking up the bumps, 4-wheel drive. This thing runs really well. I mean, RGT, like, oh shit. RGT, like, oh shit. That was lucky. Anyway, like I was saying, RGT, the same brand as FTX, so they do make some decent rigs. And out of the box for a little basher, this thing's good. Brushed motor, obviously. It says they do a brushless, I've not seen it yet, but this will go really well brushless. I think it does need that front suspension a little bit higher. But it's coping all right, but it's just a little bit out of proportion to that high rear. Oh, this is coping really well on all this terrain. Hit a few big rocks, but other than that, we're doing good. It does like to roll when it's got traction though. Let's try it on a bit of grass. Yeah, goes fine on grass as well, plenty of grip, plenty of power as well. This is short grass, but last terrain to try is a bit of sand. We've pretty much tried everything else, so does well on everything, and I expect on the sand we should be good. As I thought, does all right. So power's just starting to drop off now, and that's one of the reasons, like I said, I'm not really a fan of nickel metal Hydride, because they do lose their performance quite quick. I think we're about 7 or 8 minutes in, just starting to slow down. Still got a bit of run time left in it, but I'm going to switch over to Lipo now. Going to get you down low, then a little montage. Cheers for watching, enjoy the rest of the video. Link for this in the description, and I will see you next time.